Yes, sir. We're going to talk about GameStop today, and one of the reasons why I want to highlight this stock is because of what happened on Friday in a very, very similar situation, and one that I was not happy about. Tweeted out that I was not proud of the way that I traded GameStop, and it comes down to what is your A+ setup and how do you make money off of it? And for me, one of those is the pop and fade. And on my 15-minute chart, I'm going to show you GameStop. Now, this is Friday. You can see in the morning, tight pre-market action right around this $100 level, and then it popped at the open to about 103 and change, and then just fell $10. What ended up happening there is I took a short through 100, gave it a $1 stop, got out, and then watched it absolutely crush to the downside for the rest of the day. So the first thing when I came in today said if I saw a similar setup, I was going to treat it differently. I was going to allow the move to happen to the upside and then try to get in on a curl. So first things first, if we know that the tight range couldn't get past the 103, 104 area, and we're essentially gapping down to around the same prices, I knew that I wanted to see some consolidation at the open and then allow it to break to the upside, get a price closer to the top. Now, ultimately, end up very, very fortunate. It doesn't get past the 102. We get a good short. It touches the top here, really only twice to get in on the way down. You can ignore some of these dark pool wicks down here. Really, it's just a couple of minute candles with that top. And then we get into the short. Now, obviously, if I'm taking the short, I'm almost always scalping some out at the first sign of support, which ended up being at 100. Now, 100 was the breakdown price before. So one of the things I said, and every single day we come in, the market's gapping down, is do not get trapped at the bottom. If you find an obvious price area where there is some support or potential for a turnaround, take some profit out. You can massage your position, but you don't want to get trapped at the low of the day on any one of these types of names that's come down so far, and you can see how badly GameStop's been hit. So I take some out in front of 100. It then subsequently breaks. I allow it to take out the bottom. However, when it makes this double bottom here, I say, okay, you know what? The getting's good. The whole time I was paranoid of a turnaround. I had 4 shorts at that time. I decided a firm was the one I wanted to hold on to, and GameStop I wanted to take my profits in this cluster here. Now, what I could have done, and when I look back in this, and we're always trying to improve, is simply look at where there was a little bit of a settle here, right at that 26 mark. And certainly, after there was support at 26, and I come back and look at it, bouncing at this 26 level, is when it does not retrace back through 97, there was a re-entry on a breakdown trade. Now, we've already taken the pop and fade, but there was a re-entry when looking back at my 15-minute through that 26 level. At that time, of course, managing multiple positions, it might be a little bit more difficult to see, but the key thing here is learning from my mistakes. Both days, the pop and fade worked just fine on GameStop, but it was how you got in. It's much different trade. Let's say you stop into this right here at like 98 in the pre-market, then it's $4 against you. Maybe you stop yourself out. But if you allow it to come up and test the high like it did on a Friday, you get yourself a better price. You're much better positioned to withstand some of the utter chaos that there was this morning. There were spreads that were twice as big as spreads that I'm normally seeing in the mornings, so you had to hold things that looked a little bit scary against you. Either way, proud to have at least made an improvement, if not a perfect trade, on GameStop here today, and there were plenty of opportunities in the market. I could have picked something easily more profitable like a firm, but this one I learned a heck of a lot more.